So, as of this recording, you only have 1.5 hours to pick up the Predator before he is gone forever. Now, by the time you're actually watching this video, he is already gone. But was he worth the massive £40 or 40 USD price tag? Well, I did actually pick him up, and he's been really crucial to my arena matches. As everyone has been saying, he is primarily a PvP champion first, but I have actually seen him have some use in PvE. Not a lot, but actually in some places that 60% evasion on his passive is actually really crucial to avoid damage that would probably wipe out my entire team, and I've had a few cheeky wins just from that RNG. For my arena, I don't have a speed champion leader. I don't use Ezio for my arena right now, but that's because I want to get that 35% ally HP on my Predator, which makes him even stronger because he scales off HP, not attack. So he is my win condition. The Xenomorph's A2 does provide that true fear and double stun that I need to delay the enemy team, but the A2, which is a massive damage multiplier by the way, on the Predator, is my win condition. And then of course, you know, his A3 helps get his turn meter up to 50%, which helps him get a second turn off the ground pretty darn quick. That's with his A3, and then his A2, which does all the damage, and then his A1 heals. You know, he gets 30% of the damage dealt as HP, which is really nice. And then once he evades, he attacks again with his A1 and heals even further. So a lot of utility in this champion, but again, a lot of people didn't pick him up because he isn't that super useful in PvE content, especially in clan bosses. Absolutely useless in clan bosses. Don't bother. But, you know, in Spider's Den, in Dragon's Lair, anywhere where he can take down free minions before you get to the boss, that 60% evade helps pull a few cheeky wins. So, say if you just picked him up, what do you really want to go with? Well, a lot of people actually go with the Mercurial set, which is quite an odd choice for some, but actually does make quite a lot of sense. That's because it provides you with 3 total guard stacks if you have the full 9-piece. And that total guard pretty much negates all damage, all crowd control, all debuffs for 3 attacks. Not 3 turns, you lose a stack once you get hit, but once you've run out of those total guard stacks, at the start of the champion's turn, if they don't have any, they gain an extra one. So it really makes them unkillable, and it's probably why they choose Mercurial on Predator over, say, Stoneskin, because it keeps providing utility throughout the match. Every round you get one chance to just completely avoid debuffs and attacks, and you know, keeping that Predator alive with lots of HP, making him really difficult to kill while he's doing massive amounts of damage with his A2, and as well as being under a veil with his A3. It just makes him very tough to kill in arena. So I do definitely see him in at least high gold, maybe in a little bit of platinum tier. It depends on like how you have him stacked up. Obviously you want percentage HP on most of your Mercurial set to get the most out of him. And as you can see here, you know, this is an example set ran with the Predator that has, you know, upwards of over 100,000, or just shy of 100,000 HP, but obviously gets that 100% crit rate, and then, you know, not the biggest amount of crit damage in the world, but still very significant. So, you know, this guy will be pretty lethal in arena with this set that you're seeing right now. You know, for PvE, definitely still some use there, but by then in the late game, you've probably got way better champions that can do specific PvE content. But for, you know, intermediate players like myself and new players, if you've picked him up, you're still going to find some use for him there as well. Not to mention that, you know, his aura isn't the best in the world, but it's still pretty, you know, decent. So what if you are an intermediate player like myself, you know, or a new player that have just picked him up? What would you build on him if you don't have the Mercurial set, which requires you to go through Grim Forest and be level 55, which I am not yet? Well, I mean, I did run 1 set of Divine Life and 2 sets of Immortal, and then whatever Slayer items I could get on the accessories. Again, it does matter more about stats over sets. You kind of want to get as much HP on this guy as possible, no matter how you do it, as well as 100% crit rate and as much crit damage as you possibly can. So HP, crit rate, crit damage. Those are the 3 things that you kind of want on the Predator. But because I did the, clan boss, the Demon Lord clan boss so much, I had so many Immortal sets here. So I farmed so many, and I was able to get quite a fair few. So this is only a 4-star attack weapon, but it gives me that 13% HP. I got 2 additional rolls on that HP stat, so I kind of had to go with that because I didn't really have anything else at 6 stars. So there's no real point in jumping ship on that really, because you do want HP stats over attack, really, to be honest. And then I kind of went with Divine Life as well. I don't know why. I probably have better Immortal sets that can replace these. I guess I just wanted that self-shield just for that little bit of tankiness. But because these are 3 stars, these aren't really worth it. So I might change these at some point. But I did get that 6% HP on the helmet, as well as a 3% on the Divine Light, which also does give me, like 19% crit rate. That'll go up to 30 if I get it up to level 16, which I definitely won't. I'll probably get gauntlets at 6 stars on Immortal if I can, as well as push his crit rate up to 60% that way. But yeah, the rest of the Immortal stuff, make sure you have it, because you've got to make sure you're farming the clan boss as much as possible to get as much Immortal sets for the Predator, because you won't have that Mercurial set. So Immortal gives you that 3% heal and that 15% HP, which is really, really crucial for him to survive arena, to be able to get that 6% heal each turn that he makes. So I had speed on boots, which gives a little bit of crit rate and some flat HP. Not the best, but I wanted that speed. And then the chest plate is defense, unfortunately. I'd love to have seen this have a HP percentage, but I don't have one that I think is worth replacing at the moment. I don't have any high star HP percentage Immortal sets. I think the lowest one is the 4-star at Uncommon, which I don't really want to spend any silver in. So the Legendary one will make up for it for now, especially since it gives me a 7% crit rate and a 4% HP. So these aren't the best items that I have on him, but, if you are like me, you're probably not going to have the best base and substats for any particular set out there, and you're probably still farming for something good, like I am right now, but, this is the best I can make. The shield isn't too bad, actually. It's a 5-star at 11% HP. Hopefully when I get it to level 16, I can get another additional roll on that HP as well. And then for Slayer, these are the only ones I just had on hand, and it's nice to have that 5% crit rate and 15% crit damage if you have those on accessories. And, I do have a chronophage for that additional 20 resistance, but, I've got that crit damage at 12% on the amulet. I'd love to see an amulet with crit damage percentage on the main stat. I haven't picked up one yet. We'll only have to wait and see. But I do have HP on the banner, which I really like. And once I pick up a Slayer ring that has flat HP and a good HP percentage substat, I'll go for that as well at some point. But this is the best I can do right now, and it does actually make him quite a formidable opponent in Arena. It pushes me up to like Gold 2 at least. And I probably could go a bit further if I really, really pushed myself. So yeah, that is the Predator. I think he was actually pretty darn worth it, especially if you really want to try and push yourself upwards to the Platinum tier a little bit quicker than most players. For PvE, I found him quite useful in the likes of, Dragon's Lair, even some Arcane Keeps, not all of them, but some of them, as well as, Minotaur's Labyrinth is obviously an easy place to farm for him there. And Ice Golem Peak is pretty good as well as the Event Dungeon, if you can manage to get some of the, smaller champions out before he dies, For Sand Devils and Phantom Shogun, he's pretty much useless. No point using him there. I think the same for Fire Knight as well. And Iron Twins Fortress, don't bother with him there as well. Anything where you're facing the boss right away, he's useless. But that's fine, because he's really good everywhere else. So I enjoyed using him. I still use him frequently to this day, so he's worth it for me. But yeah, hopefully he's worth it for you. And if you haven't picked him up, maybe that could have been a bad choice, but don't worry, the anniversary event is coming up in March. You're probably going to have a much better champion turn up that you can farm for and get a guaranteed chance of picking him up over the Predator. So they're probably going to be way better at Arena than the Predator, because you had Fabian last year and Armands the year before that, and they are both Arena god tiers, which is way better than the Predator. So you get him, get whatever's coming up in March. It'll probably make you feel a lot better for not purchasing the Predator. But yeah, if you are new to Raid Shadow Legends, unfortunately you can't pick up the Predator, but you can use our creator code. If you click the link in our pinned comment down below, you immediately get the legendary champion Elenaril, who is a poison damage dealer and syncs really well with the game's beginning champion Kale. Then, once you log in, you use the promo code Desert Queen to get Ter Anorak. Ter Anorak is a brilliant void support. She will help keep your teammates alive, as well as spread all those poison debuffs across all enemies. And then once you log in for 7 days before April 8th, 2026, you also get Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed, who is also a poison damage dealer that syncs up brilliantly with Kale and Elenaril. So you've pretty much got a 4-man team ready to melt through months of content within weeks in Raid Shadow Legends. So what you're doing, make an account. It helps you out, it helps us out massively. But besides that, guys, if you want to watch more Raid Shadow Legends videos, you can check out this one appearing on the end screen now.